So what are the kind of like the coping mechanisms that you've implement into your routine to just sort of get by? You know, when you're
That's
at
a
your
really good
when
question.
you're
I
at your
don't know,
low.
actually. I don't know what I do.
Well, you need to think.
Because I've been doing it for so
Well, you
long
need
that
to.
I've never even thought about that.
And we're going to be on the plate. You need to think.
The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts.
Big up original Keystone.
It's not recording right now, is it?
You damn Skippy. You damn Skippy.
Oh, my.
So my favorite choice of beer when I'm off the grid is Keystone Light because it's cheap. It's pretty decent. But I won't be at a bar ordering Keystone Light. And that's for damn sure. Ooh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Be on the plate. Look at you. Look at her, everybody. This is Naomi. Naomi, you are. Don't start.
I don't know where.
Do you have your full name on your YouTube channel?
It's Naomi Maria on my YouTube channel.
Naomi Maria as our guest today, and we have several more guests coming tomorrow. But she was the only one that happened to have a little idle time and drop by for a little bit to shoot the shit with us a little bit, you know. So thank you. Welcome to coming to the On the Plate.
My pleasure.
So let's skip on that and get back to what you were saying.
Struggling?
Yeah.
Oh, just dive right in.
Just dive in.
Dive in. I only let certain people see the real me, I think. I only present myself.
Wait a minute. So, okay. Well, let me back up a little bit. Then I'm going to get to that. You said that, so there's a real you, or let's say a social media personality, and then there's Naomi in real life, which
Well-
would be different from...
I'm trying really hard to be real on my social media. I'm trying very hard. But it's a struggle for me because that's letting a lot of people in to who I am, and I'm not good at letting people in to me, to see me and to see the real me. I'm not good at that.
When you say the real you, you mean the exposed you, like the all of you, or
Yeah.
or do you like have
A secret life?
or a virtual personality that clicks on when you know,
No.
when you do a video?
No, I think
Because it's all, I mean, I've been on your channel, I enjoy it, and I commend you, and I'm glad that you started doing that. And for any of you watching, go to
it's just Naomi Maria.
Naomi Maria.
You have to type in Saranac Lake after that, or you're going to find a million other.
Yeah, probably so. But make sure you check out her channel, support her channel. She's a very good person, very genuine individual, and I've known her for quite some time now. How long it's been?
Since Mikasa.
No, before Mikasa.
Well,
Before my restaurant.
the beginning, right? Well,
Before
around
that,
then. Yeah.
Well, that was, the union was before Mikasa.
Your memory's terrible. But yes, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. It was right around, like, you and Ray showed up at the union, and I was bartending, and you showed up with the newspaper. You guys were in the newspaper.
Right.
So you guys
but-
had just started.
Oh, we had just started.
And that's when I met the crew. And that's when I met all you guys.
At the union, though.
Yeah, it was at the union.
Yeah, so it was
But you guys had
before.
just started.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So that long.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we pretty much I wouldn't say became acquainted quickly. I mean, because I wasn't always in Binghamton, but we got to know each other pretty well,
Yeah.
and I would consider you a very dear person to me, and no, it doesn't matter how you feel about me. I'm just saying, that's how I feel.
Well, I'm the only one who showed up here tonight, right?
Very true, very true. Although Ray and Lindell and Kaidi's showing up tomorrow, so yeah. So, but it's very appreciated, and I thank you for coming by. Cause it's lonely out here. It's fucking bears and shit, and people and bugs and all kinds of shit going on. No, but back to what you were saying.
Oh, we were talking about struggling.
Right.
And
We were
there's
talking
two
about
different
struggling.
strugglings. Like there's the struggling where you at some point have to realize, is this struggle worth it, and make a choice to stop and find another path. Or there's a struggling that you just have to keep plowing through because it is worth it, and you know that that's worth it. So you just work towards your goal and your dream, and you keep working. It's a struggle. Like dreams don't just like magically happen.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to work for that.
Okay, and I don't agree with that. And why I'm saying that is because I believe that there are some people that are built for certain things and some people that are not. You know? And let me elaborate. There are people that have the tools already embedded to, let's say, do something better with themselves, right? Or accomplish a dream. And they can do it easily because they already, it's innate in them. They already have those tools.
Right.
Where they gathered these tools, I don't know, maybe their walk of life or their experience. So they don't have to struggle to get to where they want to go or accomplish their dream or do something that they ultimately aspire to do. But the struggler is the person that it's they're embarking on a journey that is really not in them to travel. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
That's when it's a struggle. And I think people defer, when it comes to that. And that's huge. And that's huge.
I guess the struggle that I mean when you're going towards a goal or a dream, that I don't mean that it's like not meant to be. I just mean you have to appreciate the hard work that it takes to get there, and sometimes it's hard work.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So not necessarily a struggle, it's just hard work, but
Yeah.
you have to decide whether it is hard work or it's a struggle. So if it's a
Right.
struggle and you're really fighting and it's hard and it's not happening, and maybe it's not happening for a reason, and then
Right.
when you have to decide, do I continue with this struggle because I love it and I want to do this, or
Or do
am
I
I
just
just
throw in
doing
the
this
towel?
because right, and should I really I have to just think about this, and is this right for me, and what do I do? But if it's really what you want to do, then sometimes the struggle is worth it.
It's true. I agree. I agree. What are some of your struggles that you encountered through life? I'm putting you under the bus, baby. You won't be on the plate.
What are my struggles? Well, my
Or
struggles
what
are
are some struggles that you've encountered in life? I notice on your channel you talk about combating and battling depression and anxiety, and I believe that's more common than not. And I think that a lot of people struggle with that, and they don't even know it. And so it's appreciated that you're bringing that sort of awareness, because it can be crippling and debilitating, and a lot of people are not even fully aware that they're even going through that, living with it, and
I didn't know that's what I had. I didn't know that that was a thing until I was like in my 20s and like early 30s. I was like, oh, that's what I've been dealing with. And since a child, like as a kid. And for reasons that I'm not ready to discuss yet, but like obvious, like family issues and whatever. And it's my own, it's the insecurities that I have from childhood, from family members and situations that have happened to me that lead me to not believe in myself and to not maybe even respect myself or think that I'm worthy of anything. Or so then I fall into these patterns of this is where I belong and this is what I'm supposed to do, and not really caring about what I actually want in life. And I've only the last like year or so, well, probably 10 years ago, obviously when I left my husband and made that choice to realize that that's after 20 years, like I needed to stop that. That's when I started to make the changes. But really, maybe this last year has been very eye-opening to me that I am the only source of my own happiness. And if I don't care enough about my own happiness, nobody else does. Literally nobody else does.
but I mean, you may have people that are concerned and that they want to see you happy, but ultimately
But it's not their job to make me happy.
Right, it's up to you
Right.
to make yourself
Right.
happy. I mean, I don't, and that's what I try to touch on my channel is that, when for any solution in life, don't seek externally. It has to come from within. You have the answer. If you dig deep into yourself, you'll find the solution to any problem that you're encountering in life. And I stand firm on that. So don't try
And
to
that's
challenge
true.
me. Don't
That's
try
true.
to
I'm
challenge
not trying to challenge you. I think where you and I differ in this thing here is, and I think listening to you and talking to you over the years and your YouTube channel, I have taken that in. I'm trying really hard to just channel that and like get it. And maybe that's been my problem for the past 46 years is I'm not doing that for myself, and I need to find that happiness for myself, and that's what I'm working on. However, I do believe in what is around you can make or break you. So you have to surround yourself too with the people and the things that you love and the things that make you happy too. Because it's not, yes, it comes from within, but you can also be surrounded by a bunch of assholes, and then what's the point of that? So I like I treasure my children and I treasure my friends. These things are important to me, and my family. These are important to me because they also add to my happiness or
take away.
If there's certain family members and friends or whatever that are
not in
that you have to
sync,
learn how to like, not necessarily with family, you can't necessarily stop it, but you can like limit your time with them or whatever.
Right.
But I don't know. I think you can't just depend on this inner thing. People are meant to be in your life for a reason. They're meant to add to your life or to be part of your life
Or take away.
or take away.
Yeah.
But that's your choice. Like who you allow
Right.
in your life. So that's what I'm working on. My inner happiness and also what I'm surrounding myself with. So
That's fantastic. So how would you best describe your channel? What is it that people can look forward to in your channel?
well, I'm kind of like all over the place right now. I haven't
Like-
quite
like
figured
me.
myself out yet. Yeah.
Like me.
But mostly I'm a natural pessimist. I just don't believe in things. I don't have a lot of faith in things. I don't know, I just struggle with like,
You're a pessimist.
I'm just a pessimist. I'm a natural pessimist, and that's just come out of the things in my life, and that's just, I just don't believe in people. I think people are all terrible, and they're all awful, and they're all going to fail me. And I want to change that about my perception. I don't want to think that way about people. I don't want to live that way. So for me, I'm just trying to enjoy the outdoors. I'm trying to enjoy life, and I'm trying to be positive because that's not in my nature in any way, shape, or form. And it's one of the things I really dislike about myself. So I'm really trying to be positive. That's literally all I'm doing. I'm just trying to.
No, and
Yeah.
I mean, since I've known you, I mean, I've never got like a negative sort of vibe, but then again, who knows the struggles that you encounter, within yourself. So nobody's to say, but I've never seen you as being negative or
Because it's in my head.
right, exactly.
It's in my head, and that's what mental illness is. Like, mental illness it's here, and not everybody sees it.
Right.
So people who struggle with depression and anxiety and that kind of mentality with negative thoughts, like, it's there, and not everybody has to see it. It's
Right.
just there.
You can
and
masquerade it.
I can smile.
So is that how you? So what are the kind of like the coping mechanisms that you've implement into your routine to just sort of get by? When you're
That's
at
a really
your,
good question.
when you're at
I
your
don't know,
low.
actually. I don't know what I do.
Well, you need to think.
Because I've been doing it for so long
Well, you need
that
to-
I've never even thought about that.
And we're going to be on the plate. You need to think. People want to know. People want to know.
It's a really good question. I don't know. And it's funny because I'm a waitress, and you have to put on this whole facade when you're a waitress. You have to go to the table, and you have to smile, and you have to, like, be this person. And I saw a therapist for quite some time, and she heard me say all the things that I've experienced in my life, and how I am as a person, and my words, how I think of myself,
Right.
and how I perceive people around me. And she just, like, shook her head, and she was like, you're a server. Like, that's what you do. And I was like, yeah, but when I'm a server, that's not me. That's me acting. Like, I can just be another person. These people don't know me.
Right. And not to say you're a horrible person outside of that or whatever, but do you feel that you're better composed when you're working or you're engaging in something that doesn't allow you to, like, doesn't allow you to be in your own head?
So when I'm serving, I'm not me. I'm just a server, and I'm there to take care of you, and I will do my job, and that's what I do. And I've been doing it since I was 16, so I just, like, have this persona about me. I just go to the table, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, you do your thing.
Like, that's not me. I don't go to people and go, hey. I don't do that at all. But at a table, I do.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm with my friends or my family, I am me. I am. But
So when you're with your friends and family, you're not like, hey.
I'm not. But I feel like you guys get me. Like, my family get me, my friends get me, and I don't have to be like that. And I have very few friends. Like, I'm very limited in the people that I love and I'm close to, and they know me, and they know my struggles, and they're okay with me being. Sometimes I just walk in the door and I'm just miserable, and sometimes I actually just walk back out the door because I just can't handle the situation.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever attempted to just be you and just display you in any environment?
I feel with the people that I'm closest with, yes, I am me.
In any environment?
Like, if I'm with somebody I'm close with and we're in a different environment, is that what you mean?
No, you just displaying who you are in any environment.
Yeah.
You're okay with that.
Yeah.
But then when you're working, you're somebody else.
Yeah, because it's just easier to just put on, like, this. It's like you're acting. Like, you have, like, this script. that you do
Well,
this
you have
thing.
a job to perform,
Right.
You know, and of course you have to, you know,
And-
greet people accordingly and all
And
that.
so I
stuff,
just feel
whatever.
like I have this, like, acting is part of my job.
Yeah.
And it's nice to go to work and just
And be somebody else.
go outside myself. So I had a friend one time when I was working at Applebee's. Her and her husband came in, and they were sitting at a booth, and I waited on them, but I was also waiting on the booth next to them. And I went, and I was like, "Hi, my name's Naomi. I'll be taking care of you." And when I went back to the table to my friend, she was like, "What the heck was that?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, that's server Naomi."
Right.
Like,
But that's appropriate though, because you know, but I guess what I'm trying to dive into is the way that you see it. Is that a facade? Is that you masquerading the person that you really are, or you're just doing your job
I
and
think
being
it's
the best?
nice to be outside myself for a minute and, well, for a couple hours, right? So I go to work and I don't have to be me. I just get to, like, I get to serve you. And you don't know me, and you don't know my insecurities, and you don't know my past, and you don't know anything about me. So I get to just, like, be like this little smiley face, and
Yeah.
I'm cute, and you like me, and you're gonna give me money.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Do you need money?
Well, here's the other thing too,
Smile.
is I'm good at it. Like, I'm really good at it, and I was told a lot as a child and throughout my life that I wasn't good at what I was doing all the time. I needed to do this, and I needed to be better, and I needed, like, that's what I was told my whole life. So to go to work and be told, "Thank you so much, you did a great job," that drives me
That resonates.
right, and it keeps me going. Like, I like what I do because you're validating me and you're
Right,
telling me I'm
right.
doing a good job.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or whatever.
It's a horrible thing.
It kind of is, and I know that
Why do you agree with me? when I say it's a
because
horrible
I
thing?
hate that I need that.
Exactly.
I don't like that about myself, that I need validation and that I need to be told that I did a
Well,
good
at least
job.
you think that you
But
do.
I know that. I do know that. But it's what gets me through the day sometimes. I don't know. It does.
And why do you think that you need validation? Are you not confident enough in just your, in
I've
your
just
performance?
I was
and-
put down a lot, and it's nice to be built up a little bit.
Okay, but do you believe that after a certain level of consciousness or maturity that you shed the past, and like you said, you were put down a lot, but now, to date, you know better. You know who you want in your life, who you don't. People that are going to be putting you down, I could assume that you don't want them in your life. So why do you feel that you still need to be validated
Well, honestly,
by some, instead of you having the confidence in your ability and assertiveness and knowing that not only do I do a good job at work, but in life I've been doing fucking damn good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Is this a little too deep for you right now? It's looking like you're starting to sweat a little bit. Be on the plane.
To be honest,
All right now.
we're not getting too deep, don't worry. As far as serving goes, I genuinely like serving. I genuinely
But
like the
is
rush I get from serving, and I enjoy it. So it's not just the compliments or being told I did a good job. I do genuinely like it. So don't think like I quit my other jobs or I've done whatever just so that I could serve to get validation. That's
Okay.
not it.
No. I wouldn't think that.
Do I enjoy it? Absolutely. I enjoy it when somebody tells me I did a good job.
Right.
I enjoy it when my bosses say, "Oh my God, you're amazing." Blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, now do you
But-
do a good job? Now hear me out. Do you do a good job because you're seeking validation, or do you just do a good job because you're good at your
No,
job?
you know what's funny is I feel like I'm kind of bitchy when I work. Like, I feel like I roll my eyes, and I try not to, and I hope that I don't. But I feel like my eyes are rolling, and I feel like I'm kind of like snotty to customers, and at the end of the day, they like love me, and I don't know what I did, because I'm like, really, I'm actually not that nice.
Because they can relate.
I'm not
They
that
can
nice
relate.
to you, so I'm not sure why you love me. So that's another thing that cracks me up when I work, and I love it. I love at the end of the day when I think I just had the worst night ever.
It was actually
and
one
then
of the
I
better
was
days.
like the nastiest. I felt like I was mean to everybody, and I snapped at everybody. At the end of the day, somebody will come up to me and they'll be like, "Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, you were so good." And I'm like, okay, I don't know what service you've had in the past,
Well, maybe they could identify with that,
but
that sort of attitude.
it makes me realize how, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but how good I am at my job. Like, I have learned how to do this, and I'm good at it, and I want to continue to do something that I'm good at, and it makes me happy. It does make me happy in the end, whether I get validation or not. That's not the point. However, that is something that I struggle with. I struggle with the need of validation, and that's a kind of a separate thing. That's as far as loving my job, because I do love my job. The need for validation is a totally separate issue.
Separate.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah. And it's something I struggle with. I think I'm a little bit better at it than I used to be, but I still struggle with it.
Yeah.
And it might be something I struggle with forever. I don't know.
I
but
mean, it's nice to be, pat on the back and, good job and so on and so forth. But I think, and I'm only prying into this because a lot of people are in the same boat,
Right. Which is why I have my channel, because I feel like
Right.
I just want people to see that this is normal. Like,
It's totally
a thing
normal.
that's actually happening.
Absolutely.
And not just to me, but it's happening to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And some are aware of it and some are not. And, but it goes a little deeper rooted because, I mean, there's a lot of women that actually go through great lengths to get that validation. There's a lot of women that, are told that they're not, or, in their upbringing, that they're not good enough or they're not worthy, or because they're a woman, they can, let's say, assume or fill the same position as a man could. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they're bred to be or taught that they're less than, somebody else, and so a lot of women seek validation in a lot of different areas and professions, and just to keep it 100%, a lot of women, they go, they do things where they compromise their integrity and respect for themselves, but them just, it's satisfying for them just to hear that they've done a good job, whatever the job
Yeah.
was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's it's crazy in itself, and most importantly, it doesn't need to be that way, but
It doesn't need to be that way, but it is
No.
real.
it is
It
real.
is real. And
It
a
is.
lot of people are struggling with
Yeah.
that. And it's even, I bet you there's a million women out there who know it in their head. They know what they're doing is like, they know what they're doing. They know they're seeking validation, and they know that. But sometimes just because you know it doesn't mean you change it.
Right, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. The people that watch my channel are, I think, 60-70% women and maybe 30-40 men, if that.
Oh, you'll have to show me where to see that. I did not know that. Is it the analytics area?
Analytics, right?
area?
Analytics, right? Exactly. So, I think that's very, it's. I think you're delivering a very important message, to people. And all the while, I think that, I mean, as I told you before, that I think YouTube would serve you right. Um, I mean, it could be a little overwhelming sometimes. You have to, you're vlogging here, vlogging there, and it's difficult. I personally, prior to YouTube, was really not on social media or any sort of platform because I just, I don't want to see my life through a lens, but
Yeah.
my perspective changed a bit, and now I do it, for therapeutic reasons. I think this is great. I think it's great conversation. Um, we're delivering, a positive message, and also um, this is more so adding on to my legacy. You know, when I'm long and gone, I'm sure you two will be here,
Yeah.
and it'll have something even like my daughter. Something to look back at and sort of be able to hopefully not relate because it seems like we talk about everything that you shouldn't do on this channel, but be able to see the type of individual that I am,
Yeah.
and that's important. Why it's important and most important is because I think that if we can show them and teach them while they're young, they won't experience things that you are experiencing today.
Yeah.
And I have experience, and and I think that that's how we bring about change, by capturing these young kids and young adults while they're young, while they're still impressionable.
Yeah.
You know, there's that saying that you can't teach a old dog new tricks, and it's partly true.
Partly. I
Partly
feel like
true.
I'm learning every day.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
So am I. But I'm young, so I'm still.
And I'm old, so is that
Nah,
what you're saying?
that's your call. But that's what this about, and I appreciate you sharing that with us, because there's a lot to learn from that. There's a lot to learn from you. I think you have a awesome story. I'm not going to divulge a lot of your stuff, although I know a lot of stuff about her, but that's for her to divulge on her channel.
No, I'm
So
working on it. I'm working on it.
so let them know where they can follow you, where they can check you out again.
Naomi Maria.
Naomi Maria.
Naomi.
There you go.
Yeah. And then just
Naomi.
follow that with Saranac Lake. I'll pop right up.
And it'll pop right up.
Yeah.
And how long you been doing YouTube? You haven't.
Not that long.
Not that
Not that
long.
long. Maybe just a few months. Not that long.
So how would you say that? So have you seen it to be beneficial, or?
I have, because honestly, it takes me way out of my comfort zone. Way out of my comfort zone. I used to hear myself on audio and I would cringe and I'd be like, oh my God, take that. Don't like that.
Yeah.
I still don't like it, but
Right.
I've just discovered that therapeutic end of it. Like sometimes just for me talking, when I talk to myself a lot. So when I'm talking, I find myself figuring out my own problem just
own
by
problems.
rambling and saying whatever. So if something's on my mind, I don't always want to share it, but sometimes I just need to like talk it out, and I found that very helpful, and to do it where I'm uncomfortable a little bit too. So to put myself in front of a camera and be like, here I am.
Right. No, I
Very
agree,
vulnerable. I
agree.
I don't necessarily love my look and my voice and everything, so I struggle with that. So
I believe every
it's-
YouTuber, you find something to
right.
criticize
It's
themselves
really
about,
a very strange place to put yourself in. So if you're not a natural, if you're not
but a personality to
right
be,
to do that, or to be out there
extroverted,
right,
and,
if that's not natural, and it's not natural for me
Me neither. Yeah.
at all. So I struggled with it a little bit, and I still struggle with it every time I turn that stupid thing on, I'm always like, here I am, and I get super awkward. And I like I said, I try really hard to talk really slow
Right.
and
Well, you
speak
don't
really
have to. I mean, there's
clear.
people
And
that, that they'll get it.
yeah,
They'll get it. And those will be your
so
type of followers,
it's been
and
interesting. It's been a journey for sure.
well, I appreciate your channel, and best of luck, and I hope that you continue to,
Thanks.
you know, share your experiences and how you feel, just share everything. Just put it all out there. Just put it out there. Man. That's just put it out there. You know. Because I mean, something you can say that could trigger something in somebody that'll inspire them, or you just never know. You just never know. You just never know what
Who you're gonna reach? Who you're
who
gonna touch?
you
It's
just
true.
never know. And
It's true.
and it's funny, I say that, but in retrospect I'm thinking now as well, I never did I think that I would have 100 and whatever subscribers, and because all of my goal was one, because if I can reach one person, then I've done my job.
Yeah.
And but I guess part of being a Virgo is always being unsatisfied, so of course we need more.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the progression of my channel, and I'm sure that your channel is going to continue to grow, and so will you grow along with your channel.
I think so. I
Yeah.
feel like I already have a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. That's fantastic. Kudos to you.
Thanks.
Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah. Salud. So just to switch up the subject a little bit. So she knows Ray and Lindell and Katie as well. This has all been like a big, I don't know, how would you describe it? Our association.
I don't know.
I'll describe it. She doesn't know. So she's very dear to me. She's been a friend of mine for a long time. She's also rented from me. I bought liquor from her. I should put all that shit in there and fuck around, right? It's funny. We have a great time. She's outdoorsy like I am. She she's very adventurous like I am. Stop fucking around. Stop. You fucking on my video. Yeah, we've had a lot of good moments, and it's been sweet. It's been sweet. I think we have a great relationship, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I love you. I think you're a wonderful person. That I'm not taking out. I'm putting that in there. Relapsed. I relapsed. But it's a weekend. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. We're out here camping. Well, she's passing by, but I'm out here. She came out here, so we're out here. My buddy Ray, Lindell, and Katie, they were supposed to show up today, but they didn't. Naomi showed up, but they'll be here tomorrow.
Maybe I'll join them tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. I'll send
Maybe
the
not.
I'll send the invites. Maybe I'll send you an invite. How about that?
Oh, thanks.
Maybe. That's gonna be a lot of different fucking attitudes and personalities.
You can't handle all that? You can't handle all these people?
No, seriously. Now that I think about it, that's a lot. Katie herself is a fucking handful, and then along with Ray, and then Lindell there, like. I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off, but we're gonna attempt to do that. No, of course you're invited. Of course,
Thanks.
definitely come back tomorrow. Although I gotta send you what time, because I don't know what time they're coming. But yeah, so You know what? A lot of people don't know that a lot goes into this YouTubing and vlogging. Um, Especially for somebody like me, and probably somebody like you. I'm not extroverted like that. I'm very introverted, very private,
Mm-hmm.
and but I've noticed, some channels that I'm subscribed to, they just go in
Yeah.
and they are fluent and
Yep.
they're like water, you know, and there's no editing involved. They just flow, and I commend those people and kudos to them. But I'm not built like that. I'm just not. I'm just not. And I think that's the beauty of it too. The beauty of my life is knowing my limitations, knowing what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. But then what I'm good at, I really exploit my strengths. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No, seriously.
No, it's true. Yeah.
And case in point, I remember when I had the restaurant, and I know for a fact that I wasn't the best waitress because when you own a restaurant, you have to
You do
wear
it all.
you do it all.
Yeah.
So I wasn't the best waitress or cook or anything like that. But once I met you, and there's a thing about me where it happens instantly. I can immediately, and it's not something that happens intellectually. It's just a feeling thing. You could just feel someone's energy, and then and you get their persona. I don't know. It's it's. I don't want to say it's weird, but it's kind of freaky-ish, because it happens so quickly, and then you just, you sell. You just sell. You just sell,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a great time. The restaurant was a great time. You used to come to the restaurant a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a
Oh
bit.
my gosh, Tranquil loved the food. I had to go there
Yeah,
all the time and bring everybody
yeah.
food. Yep.
Yeah, the Yuri was I mean, the because that was a good time. And then it's funny because I was talking to a guy that I just recently met, Mr. Hill, and I was telling him about the restaurant and just how crazy it was. That time, and we used to fucking just go to the union. And were you working nights there at that time? No, but
I was.
you were working
I
nights.
work nights. I work Saturday days, but
Yeah,
I work nights.
and we would just fucking go over there and just
Gosh, yeah.
it was crazy. It was crazy. Those were good times.
You had
Those were
quite the
good.
crew there.
Yeah, it was good times. Shout out to Ray and Kaidi and Lindell and everybody who made Mikasa possible, and you dear customers, people that were loyal to us and supported us throughout the years. That was a beautiful thing. Appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. And I'm not opening up another fucking restaurant because that shit is the worst business to be into. If you want a child, open up a fucking restaurant. There you go. I don't want no
That's
more
even
kids.
worse.
I don't want no more kids, so I'm not interested in the restaurant business anymore. I dedicated 3 years of my life to that, and I won't do it again. What's wrong? You got a problem with what I said?
What? To the restaurant? That was fun.
It was fun, but it was too much. It was too fucking much. That's a huge operation.
Yeah.
People think, it's, I mean, not that it's not doable. It could be done, but, to find, it, the problem comes about not with the actual business or the structure of the business, it's the fucking people and excuse me, you have to wear so many hats, and you have to cater to people's emotions so much, and you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it starts to spew into your personal life, and but part of it was my fault too. You know, I mean, we're fucking going to the union, you know, after work and drinking up a storm and partying, and
Yeah.
so a lot of it is my fault too. But you know, I mean, you know, when you're in that sort of business, you build that sort of camaraderie, and
That's a
you know,
lot of
it's
the restaurant business is going out at night afterwards,
yeah, yeah.
unfortunately.
But we did it a lot. We did it
Yeah.
a lot, a little too much. And then, you know, I think that I don't ever feel like, you know, people lost respect for me. I know that for a fact. What I believe is that, you know, they considered me like family, you know, and so that in itself was a problem. And you know what? And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. You know, when you get to know somebody, I don't know if you've ever experienced this. You meet somebody, and then after a while, they become so comfortable that they feel that they can say whatever to you and treat you however they want, and you know
Well,
they
I think that what you're saying is you were the boss. You're the boss. You own
right,
the place, and you have to have a certain level of I'm up
right, right,
here.
right,
Not that I'm
right,
above you, but I
right,
do own the place, and I
right,
have a
right,
certain level of responsibility.
right, right.
And when you're close to people that are under you,
Right.
they
Not that they
not
disrespect you,
necessarily,
but it's
but they
now,
just feel like,
yeah, like
hey, we're buddies.
yeah,
Fine, everything's fine, right?
you're
We can
one
do
of
this.
us,
Yeah.
and that's where I felt that I might have went wrong. Not that you know had any impact on business, but it had a great
It had an impact
impact
on
on
you.
my relationship
Yeah.
as you know as boss to employee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had you know great times or whatever, but. You know, we had some difficult moments, and I'm sure it occurs in every restaurant. But me being new to the restaurant field and owning a restaurant, you know, it was a learning curve. But I won't repeat it. I won't ever be in the restaurant business again. No, not happening. Just not happening. Not interested. Not interested.
You don't have to. There's a million things out there for you to do. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Very true. Although the odds are against me. The odds are against me. But yeah. So, I'm sorry I don't have any like I don't know. I don't know. What do you usually eat for dinner or whatever? Well, I don't even know what time it is. Well, you should.
It's past dinner time.
Oh
It's
my
fine.
God. Well,
Don't you worry about that.
well, there's some berries on the trees or something. You
Stop
want a
at
snack.
McDonald's on the way home.
Yeah. Any final words for my people? You make it good. You got to make it good. This is they can be
See,
on
now
the
you're
plate.
putting pressure
Baby.
on me, and then, you know,
I
my
have to.
insecurities,
You-
like, get
no,
in
you-
there. Final words. Just be positive, right? That's what it's all about.
Be on the
positive.
plate.
Good vibes only.
Take care of yourselves and each other.
Bye.
Peace.